Well, you got to realize what the greatest investor in housing. I don't care who you are. The United States Treasury is the greatest investor in housing. Now, this is how they make their money. They know that the same people that are making profits, whether in real estate or stocks and bonds, they will pay a personal tax or corporate tax. Government says, but if you invest in what I want you to invest in, I'm gonna give you a credit. Stay. So they'll say, Rick Sims, you got a tax background, you know the personal taxes, and but listen, in order to raise money, we're gonna allocate tax credits to each state based upon the population. Then what happens is we apply for these tax credits, whether a 9% competitive or 4% non-competitive.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest is a developer in Louisiana who has a wide range of experience across really multiple asset classes and development types. Please welcome Rick Sims. Rick, welcome to the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Rick, I always like to start off the top of this show by asking guests really how they got into the real estate space. How'd you get in, Rick?
Well, I got into it because when I grew up in California, way back in the 80s, they used to have the HUD home improvement loans, 25,000. So we used to, with the FHAs that would go in foreclosures, we would get them out of foreclosure or catch them before they got to foreclosure, get the home improvement loans. And then it was strictly FHAs where we could do subject tos.
Yeah.
Then we was doing that in California when it really could make money, getting us the foreclosures and fixing them up. And then we would sell them to affordable housing, because there was always a challenge in housing in California.
Sure.
Then when the tax was reformed in 86, I had a tax background, but I always understood the corporate side of it. So when HUD got out of being developers and they start privatizing it to us, I understood about the tax credits and equity financing. So, but going through some things. So I went into Texas. A pastor called me over there and I saw Houston, and I looked. I said, "This is Target Rich." And then I saw the competition, and I said, "Hey man, well, this ain't but an application to me. It's a lot of work." So I did an application, and I had the top applications. Then there was something they went to the attorney general about. It had to be subject to the statute. So I went from the bottom to the top. But then when I first did, my first application, I always finished number one because I knew how to do a tax credit application, and I understood the nature of the tax credits and the equity financing and selling the tax credits. So then when the newest disaster came in, and they started putting in the CDBG money, and they wanted us to those be takeouts of the construction financing, I understood tax credits enough to know how to sell the CBG financing
Yeah.
as the takeout for the construction loan. So it was basically, I understood tax credits.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
I understood equity financing and I understood the market. You know, coming from California. So California, right. Texas, and Houston, those the medium income that we was, you know, it was a big
jump.
The back part of the bottom
was
the 30 to 60% medium income. CBG let us go up to 80%. So we understood the market and the demand for affordable housing. And we stay away from the market. Like if it's market unit, you can do what you want to do. You know, but I because of the qualified census tracts and then the Supreme Court decision in 2015 about we have to also put the affordable housing in the high opportunity areas. That's how I got into it. I just had a tax background, but I knew housing coming from from California, where cost of living was pretty high for affordable housing.
You mentioned the tax background and how that has facilitated really your real estate career and trajectory. You know, one of the things that sticks out to me, Rick, is taxes are challenging, right? You can go to two different tax professionals and have two totally different results. But also for the average person, it's like the tax laws are constantly changing. Very few people are themselves aware even of tax strategy and what they can do to keep more of their money in their pocket. So you took that background, which is challenging space to be in, and applied it to the real estate space to say, okay, well, how can I really maximize my dollars and effectively gain access to more capital than other people are either aware that they have access to or don't have the knowledge and skill base to go out and get that money?
Well, you got to realize what the greatest investor in housing. I don't care who you are. The United States Treasury is the greatest investor in housing. Now, this is how they make their money. They know that the same people that are making profits, whether in real estate or stocks and bonds, they will pay a personal tax or corporate tax. Government says, but if you invest in what I want you to invest in, I'm going to give you a credit. Stay. So they'll say, Rick Sims, you got a tax background, you know the personal taxes, and but listen, in order to raise money, we're going to allocate tax credits to each state based upon the population. Then what happens is we apply for these tax credits, whether a 9% competitive or 4% non-competitive. 9%, you usually bring in 70, 80% equity to the table. 4%, you bring about 50% equity to the table. People say, well, what's a tax credit? Well, what happens is a syndicator or like Raymond James or your bank, like Bank of America, Regions Bank, not the local guy, the guy in the Chicago Towers, he'll see our name on this list. And then they will give us what they call LOI, right? And then we'll have agreement where a partner, they'll give us a cash contribution. So let's say that I get $10 million in tax credits. Mm-hmm. I sell those tax credits for 80 cents on the dollar. He's going to give me $8 million cash. Got it? To build some affordable housing. Best way. I'm going to be on the monopoly board. That area past go up into that area where they go to jail, that's my area.
Sure.
Everybody else is on their boardwalk and back saying, hey, Rick, I need you to put that same house over there that's on boardwalk at his cost, but you can't charge his rents. So I take this, this other guy on boardwalk, he put 20% cash, 80% debt. I bring in 20% debt, 80% equity to lower the rents. So when they buy for 80 cents on the dollar and you've invested with them.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
They get a tax, let's say I get $1 million a year tax credits. He get an
Right.
8609 every year where he would have paid $1 million, right, in taxes for making profit in some other venture. He's only paying nothing because he made 20% because he bought it at a discount. That's how money is made.
I want to
You get
ask you.
I
want to ask you about the development space as it intertwines with this access to capital. Right now, I'm seeing more and more people pivot into development. I've seen a lot of flippers in Texas look at how can they get into development because it's harder to do flips. And it may be a little bit easier now that the rate has dropped. But I've noticed that there does seem to be a push towards new construction. In your experience, what percentage of developers are thinking about gaining access to this capital, or are they even aware of it? And are
many of them
developers
are
in
aware.
general trying for it?
There's two markets. See, when they come into the affordable housing, every state has a housing finance agency. And they always come in there, the market people that you're dealing with. Hey, man, well, what y'all need to put more money here. No, we do not mess with market units because we have a restriction on the rents. You got it? So they want to get in because we got more equity and less debt. You get what I'm saying? But they're having their challenges. It's just like I have a rural project. I see a lot of for rent signs on rehabs. I don't even have a sign out, and I got a list because they gonna pick the new over the old. See, we have this concept developer. I can see an apartment building, but if it's got a stigma, I don't care how I fix it up. The stigma ain't gonna change it.
That's right.
Tear it down. It's not just so much the housing real estate; it's the economic development. We're creating jobs every time we do that. That's one of the greatest things about when you get funding from HUD, they have national objective, area benefit, new job creation, and housing. So we're trying to increase the employment opportunities and the economic opportunities. That's where the most of the money goes. So if you want to get in, when the disasters come, back with Katrina, it was hard to get. When Katrina came, there was so much tax credit floating around Louisiana. Everybody flocked to Louisiana. Then after Katrina, they started doing CDBG money. So now to get in it, you have to have experience because there's so much paperwork. It's like on the developer end, the contractor work for us developer owners. We have to sign the agreement. Engineer work for us. But we have so much paperwork that we have to do. We're just, because we know we have to know the rules and regulations, and we know how to make money, but we also know how to spend the money. And that's the key. It's like
I want to ask you about that specifically. You mentioned, really a bevy of paperwork and how people may not be able to navigate that. But then you also mentioned, dispositioning or spending the capital. When folks are looking at getting into this space, and you mentioned it, Rick, it's gotten more complicated over the years. Do you really have to, partner with someone who has great experience? Are people reaching out to attorneys? What's the main way that people are who may be newer are sorting through this space?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I had in Houston, there was a guy named J. Frederick Wellington. He owned a lot of the market units on Memorial Drive, the nice ones. They had me to do a develop. He has sons. He owned one of the nice restaurants in the city. And he said this, he said, if this is easy as everybody think it is, everybody be doing it. It's not that simple. That's why they tell you, you need to get.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
A developer with at least an experience that's got 150 affordable units in place and hire a good consultant that know the application, because we're not going to be in here since the 80s and you're going to get this overnight. We will tell you that. It's not, but it's like, if you don't think we're not trying to develop another company, or like me, I'm not trying to develop a CHODO, a community housing development organization, or I'm not telling people, listen, you can form a nonprofit trust and it can be owned and is in perpetuity. Create your own retirement job. Have all the equity, because once you do one deal, you got $8 to $10 million equity. You know what equity does for you. But it's hard to get in there on any state if you don't have put in service. You can come in there if you put in service some market units, but the terminology, like for instance, affordable housing or Section 8, people got the wrong definition. You say Section 8 to me, I'm just talking about an area of the law. Tell people, they'll think about somebody living in the projects. No, that's just an area of the Public Welfare Act. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And if you say affordable housing, we're saying, well, to us, if you're paying over 30% of your income to keep a roof over your head, you're living above your means. You get what I'm saying? So we have to put in housing where you can be overqualified, but we still have to teach you the terminology, rules, and regulations, because everything is about rules and regulations.
Absolutely.
If I was to say anything, I say, if you ask a real developer, and you might have to edit this, about racism, I say, yeah, it's practice in housing, but there's rules to it. It's like football. You can win and still get penalized. The fair housing rules say, here's the rules you got to abide by. Know the rules. One of the things that hurt people is, like, they say, okay, if you get federal funding, you got to apply Davis-Bacon. Other people don't like it. I like it. It's like, because it's a cost restraint. I'm not going to let you bleed me with labor when I'm knowing the prevailing wages.
Sure.
So, but you got to know the rules. If you know all the rules and regulations, then the projects will come in
To you.
under your budget.
Yeah.
Will make money. Because developers, you got to remember that syndicators and investors pay the developers, and we still be the owners. So yes, you need to partner up with. In every state housing agency got a list of developers, or they got a list of consultants. And if you thinking we're not trying to spread the wealth, one of the things I've learned is, man, I didn't want day to day with the big projects. I just want for personal, some small, for retirement, where I'm the handyman. You get what I'm saying? But when it comes down to the board and running direction, or if I take on a deal now, it's just like I look at the deal, the feasibility of it, and tell you now, under this new tax bill, it would have been challenging for me to say I would want to do a bond deal. Under this new beautiful tax bill, it's like you can do a market unit. You know, we can do a mixed unit now, low income plus market unit, and you don't have to have as much soft money with so much regulatory requirements, paperwork. You get what I'm saying? Under this new beautiful. If anybody understands this new beautiful tax bill Trump has signed, I know it. I'm like, oh, that's great. You got an increase in 9% tax credit. They lowered find the debt requirement for the state for the bonds. So you come up with 75% equity rather than 50. You don't have to do the competitive.
Yeah. This is probably another reason that I didn't think about why we're seeing so many new construction.
Listen, a lot of people don't know. A lot of them new construction apartments, mixed use stuff, they're either financed with housing tax credits, new market tax credit, or the historic tax credits.
They're not even using it.
Are the things.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
listen, people talk about, no, it ain't as good as, if the financer is the U.S. Treasury, who's bigger? They're big in gold. And when you know people like me, man, don't you understand? I take 50,000 because I'm paying for your third party, your architecture plant, submitting your application. I'm gonna bring whatever size deal that makes sense to you that I'm gonna assess that you can handle. But I'm gonna bring 5, 10 million to the table. If I do a 9% competitively, I ain't doing less than the minimum, right? And then if I do a bond deal, we might do 200-300 units. But you want to start a new guy out, but they have programs like I have this one I was telling you about. I have a model where I put together a 12-unit duplex type building, 6 of them, and I'll turn a block in a block worth $30,000 worth $3 million with 9% equity.
Nuts.
And that's and then, when people say, Rick, you tell too much. No, I can't do it alone. It's a lot of underserved communities.
Yeah.
And when you go to them cities, and you from Texas, when them areas get blighted, we have to go in there. They were once vital. We got to revitalize them.
That's right.
But we cannot say under the Supreme Court decision, but you just can't focus all the affordable housing in those areas. You got to put it in the high opportunity area. So we really define a high opportunity area by the higher incomes and the better schools.
Sure.
But
Sure.
everybody have safe. America's number one goal. Every citizen should have safe and decent housing. And there's a lot of standards that have changed after the hurricanes, after the fire. That's why I like the SIPs. It's like they slow burn. And our engineers don't like them because I cut you out. You got it?
Right.
But with so many changes because of the hurricane standards and the weathers and flooding, the housing quality has gone up. The material we use is like, no matter how they sand it, them central air in here, we replacing them with mini splits. Why would I pay an engineer that money he's charging me when that's either an electrician or a carpenter job to install that?
That's
so
right.
we get better quality at a more affordable price. So you have to learn how to understand where you build in your construction law, and as a developer owner, the rules and regulations of your investor, you have to know them. And if you know your rules and you know your market, you're gonna make a lot of money and you're gonna help a lot of people, and you're gonna create a lot of jobs.
Rick, we are coming up on time here for the show. Where can folks go if maybe they are interested in ground up construction, Texas, Louisiana, or if they have a deal and they'd like your feedback on it? How can folks get in touch with you?
Or they can get in contact with me, Noah Art Community Development Corporation. You can Google me. You can catch me. But I would always recommend, if you go to Texas and you can ask for your tax credit consultants. They got a list. My name is on there. You can go to any housing agency and they have information. But my telephone number, anybody want to contact me as a consultant to guide them on a project, no matter what states, because our rules are governed by Section 42 of the Internal Revenue Code. Everybody has the same rule, governed by Section 42 of the Revenue Code. The new tax bill tells you where to go. But my phone number is 318-349-1588.
Rick, thank you so much for coming on the show here today.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.